What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another Memecoin market update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so as we stand right now, you can see that the overall market is starting to get a little bit of a bounce. Bitcoin is back above 89,000. Ethereum is almost back to 2,900. If you look at Bitcoin, it's up 3.4% in the last day, and Ethereum's up 2.5% in the last day. In general, it's nice to see that the market's moving a little bit. I will say we did get some huge news recently. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that I've been talking about this for a very long time, but the Federal Reserve has officially ended quantitative tightening. This is huge. Now, there has not been any confirmation as to whether or not we're going to get quantitative easing. But the fact that quantitative tightening has ended after a long 3.5 years is very bullish for the market. Now, to be clear, oftentimes we do see buy the rumor, sell the news, and a lot of the time news does take time to actually play out. So I would not personally just expect some massive explosion right away, especially because everyone knew for a long time that quantitative tightening was ending on December 1st. But again, this is awesome to see. Also, I just want to show you this recent tweet from CZ. So CZ said, "I predict many more ATHs coming soon. I just don't know exactly when." Now, will this come to fruition? Only time will tell. But perhaps it is something to keep in mind. CZ is obviously a very powerful figure in the crypto space. You guys know, if you've been following my channel for a long time, that I've been saying we are extremely oversold right now. You look at the crypto fear and greed index and we are still at 16 right now, which is extreme fear. In my previous videos, I've been showing you guys the all-time chart for the fear and greed index, and we have not been this fearful since 2022. That right there should tell you everything you need to know. And I'll go over some Bitcoin technical analysis at the end of the video, but you'll also see that we are extremely oversold right now. But for starters, I do want to take a quick look at the Memecoin market. So if you look at like PEPE as an example, you can see that PEPE is currently at a $1.75 million market cap. But if you come up here and you look at Dogecoin, Dogecoin is actually outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum on the day. Now, I will say it's not like it's significantly outperforming it, but it is up almost 5% in the last day. And Dogecoin's volume is actually back above a billion. It's 1.2 billion. A couple days ago, Dogecoin's volume was down all the way around 600 million, which was some of the lowest volume we've seen in a long time for Dogecoin. We were seeing a lot of projects with much lower volume, but I do want to compare some of the meme coins to some of the utility projects. You guys know that I love to compare PEPE because I think PEPE is easily one of the strongest meme coins of this cycle, if not the strongest meme coin of this cycle. So if you look at PEPE, you can see that it's currently the 44th largest crypto, and it currently has 376 million in volume. If you go up above it, 203 million, 24 million, 117 million, 75 million, 212 million. The first project you see with higher volume is Aster, and obviously that's not much of a surprise. Aster has had an incredible amount of hype recently. But outside of Aster, the next project to have higher volume is actually Sweet, and it has 682 million. That right there just shows you how good PEPE's volume is. It's in the top 40 cryptos, but it's almost in the top 20 in volume. And you go above Sweet, and there are still projects that PEPE has higher volume than, like Hedera, for example. And there are several projects up here where PEPE is outperforming them. So I just want to point out that high-end meme coin volume is still elite. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm still bullish on meme coins. There's still clearly a lot of interest in this meme coin market. And obviously, if you do look at Doge, it's also easily top 10 in volume. It even has higher volume than Tron, which is ranked above it in market cap. So I definitely don't think you should be counting out meme coins anytime soon. Now, as I said, I do want to also go over Bitcoin because I think Bitcoin is extremely important for the meme coin market. So the main thing that I want to point out for Bitcoin is that we have had a decent little bounce, and you could argue that we're about to form tweezer bottoms. If price action continues to bounce from here, it will definitely show a lack of sell pressure. In addition, if you look at the stochastics, we are extremely oversold. And I've been pointing this out a lot recently, but I think it's very important. Look at every single time we've been extremely oversold on the stochastics. Extremely oversold right here, very strong move out of it. And go back through Bitcoin's history and you'll see it all the time. Extremely oversold, very strong move. Extremely oversold, very strong move. Now, the other thing that I've been pointing out is the RSI. This is also very important. And this goes hand in hand with the extreme fear that I was showing you on the fear and greed index. So if you look at the RSI, we have not been this oversold since 2022. Where was Bitcoin at in 2022? It was around $16,000 a coin. And that is why I think the current sentiment does not match price action at all. And it confuses me as to why there is so much fear in the market. Look, I would understand if price action had already put in a lower macro low and then a lower macro high. At that point, yeah, I'd be like, okay, there's a decent chance we're heading into a further downtrend. But right now, we are still clearly holding a higher macro low, which is why I don't understand the fear. There's not even an argument in that. If we lose that like 74,400 range, then I will completely change my tune. But as of now, this is clearly a higher macro low. And we have an oversold RSI and an oversold stochastics. And then we also have Class A bullish divergence. lines. Price action is swinging up into a higher low and the RSI down into a lower low. And not just on the weekly time frame, we also have the monthly time frame showing bullish divergence. You look at the monthly, the exact same thing, swinging up into a higher low, down into a lower low. And then you can see that we have also bounced right back above the 21 monthly moving average. We are showing 2 wicks beneath this level right now. If price action can bounce from here and we can close this candle above the 21 monthly as well, which it won't close until the end of December, but if it does, that'll be bullish. I'm telling you right now, the larger time frames do not look bad at all for Bitcoin. Now, I understand if Bitcoin drops over the next 3 or 4 days, people are going to come in and they're going to be like, oh, but you said Bitcoin was going to bounce. I cannot make this any more clear. I am showing you guys the larger time frames. They take time to actually play out. I'm not showing you guys the 4-hour or the daily or a smaller time frame like that. The weekly and monthly take time, but as of right now, the larger time frames do look very good. And if the larger time frames bounce, there's a very good chance that the meme coin market as a whole is going to bounce. And again, if you look through the meme coin market, there are a lot of huge discounts right now. Even though PEPE is pumping over the last day, if you look at PEPE as an example, it's down 85% in the last year, at least from its all-time high. That is a huge discount. But honestly, that's about all I have for you guys today. I just want you guys to understand where we're actually at in the market. We did see some super bullish news today with quantitative tightening coming to an end. But as always, if you guys are interested in market updates just like this, then I always recommend coming over and taking a look at my Discord. We've been getting into projects super early in here this entire cycle. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about the meme coin market. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.